Every morning, before the noise of the world begins, before the notifications start buzzing, before people begin demanding your time, your energy, and your attention, there is a powerful moment of opportunity. Most people sleep through it. Most people wake up only when life forces them to. They open their eyes already behind schedule, already reacting, already chasing the day instead of leading it. But the people who achieve extraordinary things understand a simple truth. If you don't take control of your morning, someone else will take control of your day. Think about it. The moment you wake up, the world is ready to tell you what to think about. Your phone is filled with messages. Social media is competing for your attention. News headlines are demanding your emotions. Emails are waiting for responses. Problems are asking to be solved. Before you know it, your mind is occupied with everyone else's priorities. You become a passenger in your own life, moving wherever the demands of the day take you. That is why waking up before the world demands your attention is not just about getting out of bed early. It is about claiming ownership of your life. It is about creating a period of time where your dreams, your goals, and your purpose come first. It is about making a statement that says, before I give my energy to the world, I will invest it in myself. When you rise early, something powerful happens. You gain clarity. In the quiet hours of the morning, there is no chaos competing for your focus. There are no urgent interruptions. There is only you and the opportunity to move closer to the future you want. Those moments allow you to think, plan, learn, and grow. They allow you to prepare your mind before the challenges of the day arrive. Success is often determined long before the world sees the results. Championships are won in practices nobody watches. Businesses are built through hours of unseen effort. Great careers are created by people who are willing to work on their goals while others are still asleep. The morning is where that hidden work begins. It is where discipline is strengthened and character is developed. Many people say they want success, but few are willing to make the sacrifices success requires. They want the rewards without embracing the habits that produce them. The alarm clock rings, and in that moment, a decision must be made. Comfort or growth, convenience or progress. The bed offers temporary comfort, but your goals offer a better future. Every morning, you choose which one matters more. The difference between average and exceptional people is often found in these small daily decisions. Exceptional people understand that every day is an opportunity to gain an advantage. While others are sleeping, they are preparing. While others are making excuses, they are making progress. While others are waiting for the perfect moment, they are creating it. Waking up early does not guarantee success, but it demonstrates something essential: commitment. It shows that your goals are important enough to deserve your best time and your best energy. It proves that you are no longer willing to leave your future to chance. Instead of reacting to life, you are actively shaping it. Imagine what could happen if you started every day with intention. Imagine beginning each morning with a clear vision of what you want to accomplish. Imagine spending those quiet hours developing your skills, strengthening your mind, improving your health, and moving one step closer to your dreams. Day after day, week after week, those small investments would begin to compound. The results might not appear immediately, but eventually they would become impossible to ignore. The world will always demand your attention. There will always be distractions, responsibilities, and unexpected challenges. You cannot control all of them, but you can control how you begin your day. You can choose to wake up before the world comes calling. You can choose to prepare instead of react, to lead instead of follow, and to pursue your purpose before the noise of the world tries to drown it out. So tomorrow morning, when the alarm rings, remember that you are not simply waking up. You are making a decision about the kind of person you want to become. Rise before the world demands your attention, and you will discover that the first victory of the day often becomes the foundation for every victory that follows. One of the most powerful decisions a person can make is to take complete ownership of their life. The moment you accept responsibility for where you are and where you want to go, everything begins to change. It is not always an easy decision because ownership requires honesty. It requires you to stop blaming circumstances, stop waiting for rescue, and stop expecting someone else to create the future you desire. It demands that you look in the mirror and recognize that the greatest influence over your life is the person staring back at you. Many people spend years giving away their power without realizing it. They blame their past for their present situation. They blame their lack of opportunities, their environment, their education, their finances, or the people around them. While some of these challenges are real and difficult, constantly focusing on them creates a mindset of helplessness. When you believe that your life is controlled entirely by outside forces, you also believe that your success depends on someone else changing first. That belief keeps people trapped. Taking ownership does not mean pretending that life is fair. It does not mean ignoring obstacles or denying hardships. It means understanding that regardless of what has happened to you, you still have the power to choose your response. You may not control every circumstance, but you control your attitude, your effort, your decisions, and your actions. Those choices shape your future more than any obstacle ever could. Ownership begins when excuses end. Excuses are comforting because they protect us from responsibility. They allow us to explain why we haven't started, why we haven't improved, or why we haven't achieved what we want. But excuses also keep us exactly where we are. Every excuse is a surrender of personal power. Every excuse says, my future depends on something outside of me. The moment you stop making excuses, you reclaim that power and place it back where it belongs. Think about the most successful people you know. They are not successful because their lives were free of difficulties. They are successful because they refused to let difficulties define them. They accepted responsibility for finding solutions instead of focusing on problems. When they failed, they learned. When they were rejected, they improved. When they faced setbacks, they adapted and continued moving forward. They understood that progress begins when ownership replaces blame. Taking ownership also means becoming accountable for your habits. Your life today is largely the result of the choices you have made repeatedly over time. Every habit either moves you closer to your goals or further away from them. If you want different results, You must be willing to examine your daily actions honestly. Success is not built on intentions alone. It is built on consistent behaviors. Ownership means recognizing that your future is created by what you do every day, not by what you hope will happen someday. Another important part of ownership is accepting responsibility for your growth. No one can learn for you. No one can develop your skills for you. No one can build your confidence for you. Mentors can guide you. Teachers can inspire you. And friends can support you. But the work ultimately belongs to you. Growth begins when you stop waiting for perfect conditions and start investing in yourself, regardless of the circumstances. There will be moments when taking ownership feels uncomfortable. It is easier to point fingers than to accept responsibility. It is easier to complain than to take action. But discomfort is often the price of transformation. The moment you embrace responsibility, you stop being a victim of circumstances and become the architect of your future. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what can I do about it? That shift in thinking changes everything. The truth is that your life is too valuable to leave in the hands of excuses, fear, or blame. Every day presents a new opportunity to take control of your decisions and move closer to your goals. The path may not always be easy, and the results may not come immediately, but ownership creates momentum. It builds confidence. It develops resilience. Most importantly, it reminds you that the power to change your life has been within you all along. So stand up and take responsibility for your dreams, your actions, your choices, and your future. Stop waiting for someone else to give you permission. Stop waiting for circumstances to become perfect. The life you want begins the moment you decide to own it. When you take ownership of your life, you take ownership of your destiny, and that is where true success begins. One of the greatest myths about success is the belief that motivation is enough. People often wait for the perfect feeling before they take action. They wait to feel inspired before they start working on their goals. They wait to feel confident before they take a risk. They wait to feel energized before they put in the effort. The problem is that motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the weather. Some days you wake up excited and ready to conquer the world. Other days you feel tired, discouraged, and unmotivated. If your success depends entirely on how you feel, then your progress will always be inconsistent. Discipline is different. Discipline does not ask how you feel. Discipline does not care whether you are excited or tired, confident or uncertain. Discipline simply says, do the work anyway. It is the ability to stay committed to a goal long after the excitement of starting has faded. It is the habit of showing up even on the days when you would rather do anything else. Think about the goals people set every year. Many begin with tremendous enthusiasm. They promise themselves they will exercise regularly, learn a new skill, start a business, or improve their lives. In the beginning, motivation is high. They are excited by the possibilities and energized by the vision of what they can become. But after a few weeks, reality arrives. The work becomes difficult. Progress seems slow. Challenges appear. The excitement starts to fade. This is the point where motivation often disappears. The people who succeed are not necessarily the people who remain motivated. They are the people who remain disciplined. They continue taking action even when the initial excitement is gone. They understand that success is not built during moments of inspiration alone. It is built through consistent effort, repeated day after day, week after week, and month after month. Discipline is what gets an athlete out of bed before sunrise to train while others are still sleeping. Discipline is what keeps a student studying when distractions are everywhere. Discipline is what drives an entrepreneur to continue working through setbacks, failures, and uncertainty. It is the invisible force behind every meaningful achievement. One reason discipline is so powerful is because it creates momentum. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your self-confidence. Every time you follow through on your commitments, you prove that you can be trusted. Small acts of discipline begin to compound over time. One workout becomes a healthier lifestyle. 1 hour of study becomes expertise. One productive day becomes a successful career. The results may not be immediate, but they are inevitable when discipline becomes a habit. Discipline also teaches resilience. There will always be days when things do not go as planned. You will face setbacks, disappointments, and moments of doubt. Motivation often disappears during those difficult times. Discipline remains. It reminds you that your commitment is greater than your temporary emotions. It teaches you to keep moving forward, even when progress feels slow. Many people believe discipline is restrictive, but the opposite is true. Discipline creates freedom. Financial discipline creates financial freedom. Health discipline creates physical freedom. Time discipline creates the freedom to focus on what matters most. The willingness to make small sacrifices today often leads to greater opportunities tomorrow. What feels like restriction in the moment becomes empowerment in the future. The truth is that nobody feels motivated all the time. Even the most successful people experience doubt, fatigue, and frustration. What separates them from others is not constant inspiration. It is their ability to act despite those feelings. They understand that feelings are temporary, but commitments should be permanent. They know that progress belongs to those who continue moving forward when others stop. Every day presents a choice. You can wait for motivation to arrive, or you can rely on discipline to carry you forward. One approach depends on circumstances. The other depends on character. One produces occasional action. The other produces consistent results. Over time, that difference becomes enormous. The road to success is not paved with moments of excitement alone. It is built through ordinary days when no one is watching, when recognition is absent, and when the work feels repetitive. Those are the moments that reveal true discipline. Those are the moments that shape greatness. So do not wait until you feel ready. Do not wait until you feel inspired. Start now. Take action today. Keep your promises to yourself. Show up when it is difficult. Stay committed when it would be easier to quit. Motivation may help you begin the journey, but discipline is what will carry you to the finish line. In the end, discipline does not just beat motivation. It transforms potential into achievement and dreams into reality. Life has a way of testing every person who dares to pursue a meaningful goal. No matter how talented, intelligent, or determined you are, obstacles will appear along the way. Challenges are not exceptions to the journey. They are part of the journey itself. Yet what separates successful people from everyone else is not the absence of obstacles. It is their ability to transform those obstacles into opportunities. Most people see difficulties as signs to stop. The moment they encounter resistance, they begin to doubt themselves. They ask questions like, why is this happening to me? Or maybe this goal isn't meant for me. They view setbacks as evidence of failure rather than opportunities for growth. As a result, they become discouraged and often abandon their dreams before reaching their potential. But successful people think differently. When they encounter an obstacle, they do not immediately see a problem. They see a challenge to overcome, a lesson to learn, and an opportunity to grow stronger. They understand that every obstacle contains something valuable. Sometimes it is a lesson, sometimes it is a skill, sometimes it is a hidden opportunity that would never have appeared without the challenge itself. Think about a seed planted in the ground. Before it can become a strong tree, it must push through layers of soil and resistance. Without that struggle, it would never grow. Human growth works the same way. Strength is not developed during easy times. Character is not built when everything goes according to plan. Growth happens when you are forced to face difficulties and find a way through them. Every obstacle teaches something important. Failure teaches humility and improvement. Rejection teaches resilience. Mistakes teach wisdom. Challenges teach patience and perseverance. These lessons cannot be learned from comfort alone. They are earned through experience. What feels like a setback today may become one of the most valuable lessons of your life tomorrow. History is filled with examples of people who turned adversity into advantage. Many successful leaders, entrepreneurs, athletes, and innovators experienced failures before they achieved greatness. They faced criticism, rejection, financial hardship, and disappointment. Yet instead of allowing those experiences to defeat them, they used them as fuel. Every obstacle became motivation to improve. Every setback became a stepping stone towards success. One of the greatest dangers when facing obstacles is focusing only on what you have lost. When people encounter difficulties, they often become consumed by frustration. They focus on the closed door rather than searching for the open one. They focus on the problem rather than the possibility. This mindset limits growth and prevents progress. Opportunities are often hidden inside challenges, but they can only be discovered by those willing to look beyond the immediate difficulty. Turning obstacles into opportunities begins with changing your perspective. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what can this teach me? Instead of asking, why is this so difficult? Ask, how can this make me stronger? These questions shift your focus from helplessness to empowerment. They transform challenges from barriers into tools for growth. Obstacles also reveal strengths that you never knew you possessed. Many people underestimate themselves because they have never been tested. It is only when challenges arise that they discover their courage, determination, creativity, and resilience. The very difficulties they feared become the experiences that reveal their true potential. Without those obstacles, those strengths might have remained hidden forever. Another important truth is that obstacles often redirect us towards something better. Sometimes a closed door prevents us from walking down the wrong path. Sometimes failure forces us to improve our approach. Sometimes disappointment leads us to opportunities we never would have considered otherwise. What initially appears to be a setback may actually be preparation for something greater. The people who achieve extraordinary things understand that obstacles are not enemies. They are teachers. They are trainers. They are opportunities disguised as difficulties. Every challenge presents a choice. You can allow it to stop you, or you can use it to strengthen you. You can focus on what stands in your way, or you can focus on what the challenge can help you become. The next time life places an obstacle in your path, remember that you have a choice. You can see it as a wall, or you can see it as a stepping stone. You can allow it to become an excuse, or you can turn it into an opportunity. Every obstacle carries the potential for growth, wisdom, and success. The difference lies in how you respond. Do not fear challenges. Embrace them. Learn from them. Grow through them. Because often, the obstacle standing in front of you today is actually preparing you for the success that awaits you tomorrow. The people who rise above ordinary limitations are not those who avoid obstacles. They are those who transform obstacles into opportunities and use them as fuel to reach even greater heights. One of the greatest reasons people fail to achieve their goals is not a lack of talent, intelligence, or opportunity. It is a lack of consistency. Many people start strong. They begin with excitement, energy, and determination. They make plans, set goals, and promise themselves that this time will be different. For a few days or weeks, they work hard and stay focused. But when the excitement fades and the work becomes routine, their commitment begins to weaken. They slow down, lose focus, and eventually stop altogether. The problem is not that they lack potential. The problem is that they fail to commit to consistent action. Success is rarely the result of one extraordinary effort. More often, it is the result of ordinary actions repeated over and over again. Great achievements are built one day at a time, one decision at a time, and one step at a time. What seems like overnight success is usually the product of months or years of consistent effort that nobody saw. Imagine a person who wants to improve their physical fitness. Going to the gym for one intense workout will not transform their body. Reading one book will not make someone an expert. Saving money for 1 week will not create financial security. Meaningful results come from repeated actions over time. It is consistency, not intensity, that creates lasting change. Many people underestimate the power of small actions because the results are not immediately visible. They expect dramatic progress in a short period of time, and when they do not see it, they become discouraged. What they fail to realize is that success often grows quietly beneath the surface. Just as a tree develops strong roots before it becomes visible above the ground, progress often happens long before results can be seen. Every action you take is like placing a brick. One brick may seem insignificant. It may not look impressive or meaningful, but if you place one brick every day with care and commitment, eventually you will build something remarkable. The same principle applies to your goals. Every workout, every study session, every productive hour, and every positive habit is another brick in the foundation of your future. Consistent action also builds momentum. The hardest part of any journey is often getting started. Once you begin moving and establish a routine, progress becomes easier to maintain. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates motivation. And motivation supports further action. This positive cycle begins with the simple decision to keep showing up, even when you do not feel like it. There will be days when your enthusiasm is high and everything seems possible. There will also be days when you feel tired, distracted, and discouraged. Those difficult days are the ones that matter most. Anyone can take action when they feel inspired. The true test of commitment is whether you continue taking action when inspiration is absent. Consistency means showing up regardless of your mood. It means honoring your commitments even when the work feels repetitive or challenging. One of the greatest advantages of consistent action is that it reduces the power of excuses. When action becomes a habit, you stop negotiating with yourself. You stop waiting for the perfect time, the perfect mood, or the perfect circumstances. You simply do what needs to be done. Progress becomes part of your identity rather than something dependent on temporary emotions. Consistent action also creates trust in yourself. Every time you follow through on a commitment, you strengthen your belief in your own ability. You prove that your words have meaning. You demonstrate that you can be relied upon, especially by yourself. This self-trust becomes one of the most valuable assets on the journey towards success. It is important to remember that consistency does not require perfection. There will be mistakes. There will be setbacks. There will be days when things do not go according to plan. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to keep moving forward. Missing one day is not failure. Giving up entirely is. Consistency means returning to the path again and again, no matter how many times you stumble. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who merely dream about them often comes down to a simple choice. The choice to keep taking action. While others wait for ideal conditions, consistent people make progress. While others become discouraged by slow results, consistent people trust the process. While others quit, consistent people continue. Every great accomplishment begins with a single step, but it is completed through thousands of steps taken consistently over time. Your future is not determined by what you do occasionally. It is determined by what you do repeatedly. So commit yourself to action. Commit yourself to the process. Show up every day, give your best effort, and trust that each small step is bringing you closer to your destination. The path to success is not built on rare moments of greatness. It is built on the quiet power of consistent action. Keep moving forward, keep showing up, and keep believing in the process. In time, those small daily actions will become the extraordinary results you once only imagined. In a world filled with constant distractions, relentless focus has become one of the rarest and most valuable qualities a person can possess. Every day, countless things compete for your attention. Social media notifications, entertainment, opinions, unnecessary conversations, and endless interruptions constantly pull your mind in different directions. As a result, Many people spend their lives being busy without being productive. They move constantly, but make very little progress. They have dreams, but their attention is scattered across so many things that they never give their goals the concentrated effort required for success. The truth is simple. You cannot dominate your goals if your focus is divided. Every great achievement in history was accomplished by people who learned how to direct their attention toward a clear objective and stay committed to it. They understood that success is not only about working hard, it is also about working on the right things with complete concentration. Focus begins with clarity. You must know exactly what you want. Many people struggle because they are chasing too many goals at the same time. They want to master several skills, start multiple projects, pursue different careers, and satisfy everyone around them. Their energy becomes fragmented and their progress slows down. When everything is important, nothing is truly important. Relentless focus requires the courage to decide what matters most and dedicate yourself to it. Once you have clarity, you must protect your attention. Attention is one of the most valuable resources you possess. Unlike money, time and attention can never be recovered once they are spent. Every moment wasted on unnecessary distractions is a moment taken away from your dreams. Successful people understand this. They guard their focus carefully because they know that every distraction has cost. Relentless focus also requires discipline. There will always be opportunities that seem attractive. There will always be new trends, new ideas, and new directions competing for your attention. Some may even appear exciting and promising. But focus means saying no to many good opportunities so you can say yes to the best one. It means resisting the temptation to constantly switch paths and instead committing to the journey you have chosen. Think about a magnifying glass on a sunny day. When sunlight is scattered, it provides warmth. But when that same light is concentrated into a single point, it becomes powerful enough to create fire. Human effort works the same way. Scattered effort produces limited results. Concentrated effort creates extraordinary outcomes. The more focused your energy becomes, the more powerful your actions become. Relentless focus is especially important when challenges arise. Obstacles have a way of testing commitment. When progress becomes difficult, many people become distracted by easier alternatives. They abandon one goal and jump to another, believing success will be easier somewhere else. In reality, every meaningful goal requires persistence. Those who achieve greatness understand that focus means staying committed even when the journey becomes difficult. Another benefit of focus is that it accelerates growth. When you dedicate yourself to a specific goal, your skills improve faster. Your knowledge deepens. Your confidence grows. Repetition and concentrated effort create mastery. People who constantly shift their attention rarely stay with anything long enough to become exceptional. Mastery belongs to those who remain focused long after others have moved on. Relentless focus also strengthens resilience. When your vision is clear, setbacks lose much of their power. You stop viewing challenges as reasons to quit and start seeing them as temporary obstacles on the path to success. Your commitment becomes stronger than your frustration. Your purpose becomes greater than your fear. Focus gives you the ability to keep moving forward when others are tempted to give up. It is important to understand that focus is not about doing more things. It is about doing fewer things better. Many people confuse activity with achievement. They fill their schedules with tasks, but make little progress toward their most important goals. Relentless focus forces you to identify what truly matters and direct your energy toward those priorities. It eliminates unnecessary noise and creates space for meaningful work. Every day, you have a choice. You can allow distractions to control your attention, or you can take ownership of your focus. You can spend your energy reacting to everything around you, or you can invest it in building the future you desire. The direction of your attention determines the direction of your life. The people who dominate their goals are not always the most talented. They are not always the smartest. They are often the people who remain focused when others become distracted, who stay committed when others become discouraged, and who continue moving forward when others lose sight of their purpose. They understand that extraordinary results require extraordinary concentration. So choose your goal, define your vision, eliminate distractions, protect your attention, commit yourself fully to what matters most. Let your actions reflect your priorities, and let your focus become stronger than every obstacle that stands in your way. When you combine clear purpose with relentless focus, you do more than achieve your goals. You dominate them. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of this journey, remember that success is not a matter of luck. It is a matter of choice. Every morning gives you a new opportunity to wake up with purpose. Every challenge gives you a chance to grow stronger. Every day gives you the opportunity to take ownership of your life, stay disciplined, remain consistent, and keep your focus on what truly matters. Your goals are not going to achieve themselves. Your dreams are waiting for your action. The future you desire is built by the decisions you make today. So do not settle for average when you are capable of excellence. Do not allow fear, excuses, or distractions to stand between you and your potential. Leave here today with a commitment to rise higher, work harder, and believe bigger. Wake up with determination, face challenges with courage, and pursue your goals with relentless focus. The time is now. The opportunity is yours. Go out there, take control of your future, and dominate your goals. Thank you.